that I'm gonna try to play tomorrow if I have time to test off stream tonight. But I'm not sure that I will, since I have to write my CFB article tonight. I'm writing one tonight and one tomorrow. How's the internet situation been going? So it's good to talk about right now, actually. So I know I've been hyping up this LTE modem that I bought. It came in the mail yesterday. The speeds on it are really bad, but I think I found a better solution that we're implementing today. So the reason why I did buy a second phone, I bought a second phone to. Let's see, I've got the. Oh wait, hold on. I just feel like a crazy person talking about this. No, damn it. I was thinking that I was gonna go Stevens into Stoneforge Mystic here. Then I drew this, and I forgot that I couldn't play this. Okay. Now then I got a bit distracted talking about this stuff. Well, that feels like we'd be in pretty good shape, and now we're in pretty bad shape. But I'm using Speedify, which means that if my Ethernet cuts out because Spectrum sucks, it switches to my cell phone connection. And that was working, but it was working really well on my old phone, which is not a phone that was... let me get Kaldra, I think. I just feel like a crazy person talking about this. So my old phone is not capable of 5G speeds. The new phone I bought, it's a brand new phone. It only gets 5G. Even when you switch it to like 4G speeds, it's still very slow. And so when Speedify would crash, it would switch to the phone speeds, and it would be stuttery and slow because the 5G is just really inconsistent. And I think it's because I just don't live that close to a tower, right? But I switched the SIM card from that phone to my old phone today, and the speeds on it are so much faster. It's unreal how much faster the 4G speeds are. And so I think that should solve our issues. I know I've said that a bunch. But that should solve the issues. Just having the new SIM card in the old phone. But it's also maybe good for you guys to know about. The 4G speeds are like faster and more consistent than the 5G speeds. Starlink doesn't provide service to my area. I did look though. Yeah, and then now I'm using the new phone as my actual cell phone, and which is also nice because it is a nicer phone than my old one. So that also kind of works out. Esther had been bugging me to get a new phone for the longest time. Wow, that's a good draw. Yeah, I'm also surprised that the LT router is bad. It's like... I don't know if it's... I don't know what it is. I got the AT&T plan on it instead of the T-Mobile, so maybe I could try seeing like what the T-Mobile one looks like. The Verizon one wasn't available in my area. But it was really bad. I want to still like play around with it a little bit, but it also feels like this solution with the phone is going to be cheaper and just a bit better for like what I need. Anyways, to get sort of Feast and Famine, which gets through my Germ token. I can't force it, dang. Oh, they get to equip right now. I see. Okay. So we can chump block the Kavu here. Do I chump block with Monkey or do I chump block with Stoneforge? I think with the Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, the bad internet story arc is just bad writing, not very good. Noted. Yeah, it has been a bit of it's been going on and on and on. So we can go... I think we need to go Feast and Famine equipped to Monkey. Bolt Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, but then they move this over here. I guess we actually just equip and don't attack then. Equip here. Just don't attack. And then they might move the sword over here while we bolt the bird. Lethal if they don't block equip Germ. I think we're 1 point short, right? We can maybe try to set up for lethal next turn. Did we miss lethal? How do we miss lethal? Germ can't be blocked? Germ can be blocked by Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, we just died to this though. Bolt Mystic, Bolt Face. That's 12 points of damage though, right? They're at 13. Bolt Mystic, Bolt Face is 12. They can block the monkey. I don't think we miss lethal. They definitely block. There's no world where they don't block, I think. Teferi seems pretty good against them. They're probably a Cascade deck. Attack with both creatures with Kaldra equipped. Attack with both creatures with Kaldra equipped. So equip Feast and Famine to Kaldra. Attack with both creatures. They still block the monkey, though. They definitely block the monkey. There's no way they don't. And it's exactly the same amount of damage. There's just no way they don't block there. Right? I'm just gonna play the fourth equipment, maybe. It's lethal regardless of which block. I counted 12, right? It's lethal regardless of which block they make. Okay, so if you equip onto the sword, the Kaldra is 7 power. They block the monkey. But can't we only bolt once? Because we don't have the monkey treasure token if they block the monkey. But if you bolt the Stoneforge Mystic, yeah, it's still 12, right? 9 power, 7 trouble. They're at 13. They're at 13. Sword untaps the lands. Okay, so they're at 13. Sword untaps the lands. They block the monkey. They take 9, or they take 7. Untap, that's 6. Okay, yes, you're right. That's lethal. Cool. Thank you for explaining it. Yeah, I see. Yeah, it's fine. I just wanted to understand what I was missing. Have we considered Solitude? Don't have enough white cards, and then I also don't think Solitude is very good if you're not playing Ephemerate. Hitting with Monkey always feels like cheating. Probably gonna bounce their Hierarchy. I guess we'll see what we hit here. Foothills. Is it better to just play my Sword of Feast and Famine? I think I'll play the Sword of Feast and Famine. I feel like they don't have that much removal, probably. And then it seems like most of their creatures are green. Kind of feels like they're holding up a burn spell, but let's just equip. Path is fine. This lets us hardcast Batterskull next turn. Gab played a Fire Ice over 24th land. I thought he said yesterday he was playing a 24th land. I think that if I was playing... the one more spell that I'd want to play is like another Snapcaster. I think one Fire Ice is fine, though. There's obviously a lot of different cards you can play in this deck. But I kind of want to find... I wanted to find room for like the third Snap, but I had a hard time doing it. Home Run 555, thank you for your subscription. Appreciate you, buddy. Pretty sure I'm getting this down. Deck Tech for Fisticuff. Yikes. I played against Stranded Magistrate with Mono Red Phoenix the other day. The card was just super sick against me. Okay, Mila, Crafty Companion. You may draw a card. Dude, this card's sick. That card's awesome. Yeah, but Drannith Magistrate just like crushed me when I was playing Phoenix. It's kind of embarrassing how good it was against me. I don't really like the main deck Sanctifier in Vec. I don't feel like that's a good metagame call at the moment. Like even like the kind of premier graveyard deck, which is the food deck, this card does not stop Feasting Troll King, which is their main payoff. So this card is just nasty. And it's a Planeswalker too. How? I don't know. I know I've read this card before, but I feel like I just never have felt like it was as good as it looks here. It's gonna bounce my skull now. Forts of Fairy Time Raveler I think is too many. I also really like the second Soul Herder in these decks. I also think that Soul Herder decks are like super incentivized. Questing Beast. So Soul Herder decks I think are really incentivized to play sorry, they're really incentivized to play Imperial Recruiter, and I don't think that the red splash is that difficult to do, so that's like something I would try to have a red splash for Recruiter. Not a huge fan of Abundant Harvest in these decks, but I also maybe need to play with it a bit more to fully form that opinion. It could be fine. I haven't played too much with the card yet. I've never liked the Thassa either, but I know people are tied to it. I like the Sideboard Titania. I like the Sideboard Endurance. This is too many Sanctifiers, I think, too. You don't even have like that bad of a Dredge matchup to begin with, to be honest. They get Kaldra. I guess we can Prismatic Ending the Germ. I guess I'm just gonna want to bolt the Stoneforge. And I guess I should do it now so they can't chump block me, actually. Let's kill the Hierarch. If float mana in case I draw like a Archmage's Charm, but I feel like I would just hold that up. Don't like the silence of the sideboard of this deck either. Don't like the Tide Shaper. Collect Roof is probably fine even though you're an Aether Vial deck. Don't play this many Teferis. Play more Soul Herders, I think. Like 3 Teferis max, probably 2. Was it lethal if we ending the Stoneforge Mystic and bolted? No, it would only be put them down to 1, I think. As it's proved this match, we haven't been very good at calculating that. I mean, I don't know what this attack is. Maybe just Desperation. Oh, the protection stops the block. Right. I mean, this is still fine. Because we have the Kaldra. Just forgot how that worked. Been an embarrassing day today. I've been all over the place. What's the best sideboard card am I feeling? Shattering Spree is really good. Engineered Explosives. Both of those are like really good. I don't think I'm changing anything here. Yasharn? Yasharn is good? What do you think of the Esper version of Stoneblade? I like it. I feel like the Monkeblade might be better. It's kind of what we're trying to figure out today. I think I'll keep the second Ragavan over. They're gonna path my monkey and I kept the second one? That's so sick. Do you think Skyclave Apparition has fallen out of favor? I think Skyclave is probably pretty good right now. Notably, it doesn't exile Urza Saga tokens though. But Skyclave is still a good card in my mind. I can't believe how good this is. Oh, there's Cycle Tranquil Thicket, I guess. No, don't Red and 6 me. I can't be talking about how good this was going to be. Okay, not getting Red and 6'd. Maybe they have Path and Tranquil Thicket and they're just waiting to Path. That might just make more sense. The webcam is over the rec. Okay, I'll change that. Feast and Famine seemed pretty good against them earlier. I think I'm gonna get Kaldra. I haven't seen that combo in a while. I played against it yesterday with Blue Red Phoenix, or Mono Red Phoenix, and got crushed. Blood Moon. Well, we can Ragavan to get around the Blood Moon, I guess. Wait, how are they playing Blood Moon in their Blood Moon Territorial Kavu deck? What? You cannot play Blood Moon and Territorial Kavu in your same deck. That is not reasonable at all. That is not reasonable at all to play Blood Moon and Territorial Kavu in your deck. I actually can't believe it. This is the greediest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. This is the greediest shit. Look at this! 3 mana lose the game! They don't even have Gigantha. Whew. Yeah, we just don't understand. They surely have got some tech there. Yeah, the monkey is also really good against Blood Moon, absolutely. Looks like Boomer Jund. Probably a really fun matchup. Ooh, that's a good pickup. The Ragavan with dash will beat me, not demeaning myself. I can't beat College on the board. So what's your plan with the Moon? And I feel like Moon is so bad with Territorial Kavu, but what am I missing? But GG. This has been a fun format. Red and 6 is Boomer card. I mean, it goes in the Boomer Jund deck, yeah. I think that you can play it in, like, I know that I haven't been playing it. I think that in, like, the version I've been playing, it feels difficult to play both Red and 6 and Voidwalker. I've been kind of preferring Voidwalker in the main deck, but I think you can play one or the other. Oh, this is Niv. So we can let this go. If they take Kaldra, we just have Batterskull in our hand. But then they know I have Force. I also get to draw a card. Just let this go. I mean, Enchantress for a trophy with this deck. They tried to move me. Yeah, I really don't think Blood Moon's good against our deck. James, thank you for your 14 months. Appreciate you. Can they even? They could probably have outs to Kaldra, yeah. yeah, not the best Thoughtseize ever. Don't think I've ever heard you swear in a stream. Yeah, I don't like have a, no swear word rule or anything, but I do, I guess, try to keep it somewhat clean. Did you start late today? No, I started at the exact same time. I start every single day, Johnny. 9 a.m. Central. Oh, I guess I don't want to play the monkey into this Ren and 6, huh? I can dash, though. Just kind of a free dash. Yeah, more to ego named Kaldra Compleat, which we just tutored up off of Stoneforge Mystic. What about Niv in this meta? I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Niv is not a deck that I tend to enjoy playing, though. Just kind of, like... I don't like that it like plays mostly at sorcery speed. Has like super greedy mana, or I mean the mana is reasonable, but I guess I mostly just I also don't like how it plays just like nothing but removal spells, and like because of that has a hard time interacting with decks that removal spells aren't good against. But it's definitely a fine deck. Main phase cycle Triumph. Yeah, this is game 1. Yeah, we're definitely playing against Niv. Right, I'm gonna ignore the Ren for this turn, I think. Hit them with this Sword of Feast and Famine. Might just kill them next turn. They didn't Unmoored Eagle in the blind. They knew that we tutored up Kaldra Compleat, and then they named Kaldra Compleat, but we just had the Batterskull in our hand. Hey, Seraph. Yeah, we have exactly 9 points of damage next turn. So, Prismatic Ending does hit Utopia Sprawl, Rin and 6. Teferi Time Raveler. I think I'll play like 2 of it, maybe no bolts. Second Teferi Time Raveler. Third Forest, the Disputes. And we can play the third Prismatic Ending. We can play the first Path to Exile. We can play the Sword of Fire Ice. I think I'll play the first Path. Do we just run Rumble? I think I'd rather just play a Path for like Niv and Omnath. But ideally those don't resolve. Dredge plays this free Siege Rhino that's uncounterable but has no body. Yeah, the old Siege Rhino alignment chart. Is Creeping Chill a Siege Rhino? Is Lightning Helix a Siege Rhino? Is there any chance you want DRC plus Unholy package instead of Monkey in a deck like this? Well, probably not instead of Monkey. Monkey seems better with like the Stoneforge package. But I feel like this deck obviously has a somewhat similar game plan to the deck I've been playing. This one here, the Grixis Monkey deck. I've been liking this deck a lot. I might run this back in the challenge this weekend. It's like just Tuesday. We'll see. But I think this deck is, very similar game plan, and honestly does get to play DRC, which is just such an insane card. So I feel like I'm maybe favoring this deck between this and this deck, but I love Stoneforge Mystic. This deck is also powerful. There's a discussion the other day about mana cost in relation to risk factor. Do you think Siege Rhino will be more playable at 2 mana instead of 4? Yeah, I think it would be very good at 2 mana. No Aether Gust on the side, you don't think it's needed? No, I don't think so. I have to test the Titan matchup, but Stoneforge Mystic and Ragavan are both good against Titan, and then you're also now a 4 Counterspell 4 Archmage's Charm deck, where I do think you're going to lose a lot of games where they have Cavern, of course, but I think that it's maybe fine to just, like, win the games they don't have it. But after testing the matchup, someone might change my mind. Let's keep this. Thoughts on reconverting to Jeskai, Prismari instead of Kolaghan's Command? Well, what would the white cards be for? Because, this deck is obviously, if you have a light white splash for a white card, if you're just blue-red with just splashing Luris, or if you play Kolaghan's Command, it's just the same deck, right? It's just the same deck, and so there are some white cards you can splash for. There's some black cards you can splash for, but I like this just main deck being blue-red with a light splash in the sideboard for the Luris, and then one card maybe, and then Ragavan also helps fix your mana. You told me Blossoming or Timely. Yeah, that would be what white would be for, but it's whatever. I think Kolaghan's Command is better than Prismari Command, especially because you can board it in against blue-white X control, and it's not that good to play Prismari Command against blue-white X control. Marwin, happy anniversary. Appreciate ya. Welcome back. Yeah, you could play Kataki. Kataki's fine. Kataki is also a bit awkward with Ragavan, though. It's not that bad, though. What are my thoughts on Brainstorm Miracles? I'm intrigued by it. I liked the look of Yindrik's list, and I actually have an idea. Hold on, I had it earlier. I want to try to play it, but did I lose it? I remember thinking it was so good just like a little bit ago. I'll if I remember, we'll play it at some point. How's that? Would I play Entreated Miracles? Maybe. If I was if I was blue white, I imagine. Yeah, Yindrik didn't play Entreat. I guess we just lose to that. I guess we just lose to old General Ferocious Roderick. Galuris, Miracles with Brainstorm, but the Walker is good enough in blue-white. I feel like I prefer the idea of playing Jace over Luris, just because it's a bit awkward to be on Terminus plus Luris. You know, if Luris is your big advantage engine, Luris is like your big advantage engine. It's just a bit awkward for... you'd also be on Terminus. I guess you should bring in an E. Well, we have Teferi Time Raveler. We also have, Counterspell, especially on the play. Archmage Charm gets us on the draw. Game 3. Yeah, Prismatic Ending is monocolored on the stack. I guess sort of Fire Ice kills the General. Have I considered a blue-white moderation deck? It's my opinion that moderation is not where you want to be, but the card is very interesting. Maybe I'll try it at some point, but I feel like it's not really where you want to be. Because, so one thing with moderation is you can't play much card draw in your deck, okay? If you're playing moderation, it's very difficult to play cards like Opt. It's very difficult to play... any, cards that give you a lot of card draw. You can play cards like Shark Typhoon, though, which is kind of interesting. But my issue is, if you're playing Moderation and you're just holding up mana for counter spells, it may be just too easy for your opponent to have two relevant spells on a turn. Two spells that you have to counter, and you're only able to counter one. And it also seems like it's possible that they can just, pass a turn. You don't get to use your mana on their turn, and then... they can very easily tax that one spell you can cast on their turn and then play another super relevant thing that you just can't counter, especially against the Amulet Titan. It seems so easy for them to just play two super relevant spells, and you're just what are you ever going to do? Moderation plus Vile. It's kind of cool, yeah. Thoughts on a Ragavan DRC Kroxa deck with Luris' Companion? We played against that yesterday. I think it's probably pretty good. DRC is just is bananas. That card is... Oh, sorry. Ragavan is bananas. DRC is... I don't think there's a good pun, but it's very good. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like it's a little early to say this, but I actually at the time of making this comment, I think Dragon Rage's Channeler might be the best card in Modern Horizons 2. Better than Ragavan, better than Urza Saga. And I'm not sure. I'm not definitely making that claim yet, but I've played with Urza Saga, I've played with Ragavan a bunch, I played with DRC. DRC has felt the most insane, Best card has been called. Yeah, it might. I need some more time to digest and make that opinion, but maybe. When building a sideboard, what do you think is the most important deck that you should be playing for? Well, it just depends on any given metagame, right? And it also depends on what you think your deck might be weak to. But usually, that first sideboard draft you build is going to be a little incomplete because you don't know exactly what decks your list struggles against without playtesting. How long before Legacy abandons Delver just plays DRC? I feel like they can play Delver, DRC, and Ragavan, but I agree that I agree that Delver might be the worst of those 3/1 drops. Do you know what the hype about the Lantern decks? Lantern decks are fine. Ooh, land please. Whew, close one. Do I slam Jace with Force Up? It's pretty bad against General. We have Force though. Good play. I think I'm gonna play this in plus. Player in Helix. Bottom that. Yeah, I feel like I just haven't been losing to... I guess I did just lose to Urza Saga deck earlier today. I don't know. Urza Saga is really good. It kind of feels like, to me, Uro or Rin and 6 or Urza, where the card kind of just does a bit too much for its mana cost. But it also, like, especially like when you compare it to like Rin and 6 has like so few good answers. Uro, anything that you used to answer Uro was at card disadvantage for the most part. And there are a ton of cards that just demolish Urza Saga. You know, Alpine Moon, Spreading Seas, Blood Moon, Shatterstorm, Engineered Explosives, even Pithing Needle, and then, you know, there are a lot of cards that answer it really efficiently, whereas a lot of like these problem cards in the past were not cards that you could answer that efficiently, to be honest. Yeah, Wear Tear just like 1 mana kills it too. Any enchantment removal just destroys it. Yeah, Disenchant. So I don't know. I know that Pi was in the chat earlier and was like, Yshard is good now, and I was like, okay. But what is this good against? Am I gonna path Yshard? I guess so. I want to hit a land drop. I guess I could minus. Yeah, I kinda like minusing. I don't have to give him a land. But the opportunity cost of Saga is much lower. Not necessarily, where in order for Urza Saga to actually be really good in your deck, either you need to have a 1-mana artifact or 0-mana artifact, I guess, that your deck is built around, like Amulet, of course. I kind of want to force this. Let's force pitch Cryptic. You know, and a deck your deck is built around, or you have to be able to play a lot of artifacts. So it's not like every deck just gets to play it. Where like a deck like Uro is just so easy to play in any deck, or Oko is really easy to play in any deck. And then it's also true that Urza Saga is very good. Urza Saga is also still, at the end of the day, a 6-mana 3-for-1, and you know, you're kind of just allowed to get 3-for-1s for 6 mana in Magic and in Modern. It's very good. It's hard to interact with for a lot of decks. It's uncounterable. You break that mana up over multiple turns, which is what makes it so good. But it is still a 6-mana 3-for-1, you know? So when people say like this is a land that's a 3-for-1, I feel like it's just a bit disingenuous since it is a land, yeah, but it also makes you tap a lot of extra mana and makes you tap it. I'm not saying it's definitely fine. It might be the best card in the set, but it does feel like the crazy levels of hype that we've been seeing around Urza Saga, they just feel a little bit unjustified to me. To you in the land itself, yeah. I think you're supposed to tap it, like count tapping your land, which is it as part of the mana cost. No dash. No, I think I just want to get this in play and equip the sword to it next turn. What does Bantblade need to be decent? A good reason to be banned, probably. Mana is also like the biggest problem. We have a lot of really difficult cards to cast, like Counterspell, Ice Fang, Skyclave. 4 Snapcaster Mage is probably okay. I might like to see the like 3rd copy of Opt though. Playing against Giganta. This hand's close. Obviously needs to draw a white mana. That's really good if it draws one land. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan, I think. Okay, so we're on the play with a monkey against Giganta, though. I actually feel like this card is better than a 5-card hand, even though it's... I know that it's 6 lands and a monkey. I know it's got some weaknesses here. I would easily mulligan that on 7. Play Rest in Peace over Containment Priest, I think. Geist is, like, actually probably fine at the moment, to be honest. So probably playing against Domain Zoo. I would also play the 3rd Force of Negation. Oh, you also want to get 4 Archmage's Charms in here. You got to get 4 Archmage's Charms in here. Totally. If you're straight blue-white, like I don't think Field of Ruin is worth it not to play the 4 Charms. 2 Plains is also too many. You want to play like 1 Plains, you want to play some Mystigates to make your counterspells better. I also wouldn't recommend Colonnade. I would recommend maybe the White Castle if you play. You can play 1 Plains, 1 White Castle, 4 Mystigates. Then your counterspells and Archmage's Charms are going to be fine. Yeah, Geist of St. Trapped might actually just be super sick too, by the way. See if my opponent has Blood Moon in their deck. I guess I'm just going to ending this. Sure thing. Illusions, thank you for your 5-month resubscription. Appreciate you. Alright, no spell exiled, unfortunately. If you're playing Geist, would you want Maul? If you're main decking Geist, I don't know. I feel like Maul does make Geist better, but I feel like Kaldra's just pretty strong. They hit Lightning Bolt, unfortunately for us. Any room for brought back? I've been working on a couple brought back lists. I'm not, honestly very happy with any of them, but hopefully I can make a good brought back deck. I want to be able to shuffle here. We are able to shuffle. And then we'll see if we feel like we'd rather have the 2 life from by sacking the treasure for bolts, or if we'd rather just have the mana. I feel like at this spot I'm leaning towards just wanting the life. 2nd Bloodbraid Elf, bummer. Into Tribal Flames, probably targets Jace. Is there any argument for a Wrath-like effect in this Monkeblade deck? I really have disliked Wraths in these style of decks in the past. We're playing Engineered Explosives, which is like the kind of sweeper you should play in this deck. Or I'm playing Vandal Blast. So if you want to play a sweeper, you should play Explosives, in my opinion. Do you all like this Zoo deck? Yeah, I played some of it. I like it. I built a version that doesn't play any 1-drops. I feel like I like the no 1-drop plan because your deck is always wanting to be able to play like Sign of Draco or Territorial Kavu on turn 2. If your goal is to play a Hierarch on turn 1, you're going to fetch and shock for it and then get a Triome and then cast your like big payoff. And that plan doesn't work if your 1-drop dies. Jeez, 3rd Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah, that plan just doesn't work if you have your Hierarch die, and then also if you're going to play these Cascade creatures, like the Charlotte's Agent and Bloodbraid Elves, they're a lot worse when you have Hierarchs in your deck. But also if you play no 1-drops, your deck's like a lot slower, so... I feel like it's fine to build it this way. Reckon the first Fire Island would be better than the 4th Spirebluff? No, I don't reckon that. You don't really want to play Fire Islet as your first land, and like you want your red sources to be your first land. Vandal Blast does answer the dragon. No, I cut the Triumph from this deck because I think that any tapped red source in your Ragavan deck is not a land that you want to play. Any red source that is tapped on turn 1 is probably not a land that you want in your deck, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's like my current take on the Triumph in this deck, is that you just don't want tapped red mana. Yeah, I also don't think you want a check land either for just the same reason. Yeah, we the dash on the monkey is really big deal. Absolutely. Yeah, Cryptic plus Spirebluff is awkward, but the Spirebluffs are just so important for exactly this reason, you know. Is the 4th Lightning Bolt better than the 4th Ending? I think so. Do you think Enchantress will be a big deck in Modern? Be a deck in Modern that'd be that good? Enchantress is a weird deck that has incredibly polarized matchups. This deck is very, very good against. Let me get Kaldra here. This deck is very, very good against most like creature-based strategies, and really, really bad against like control decks, and bad against like big mana decks, and bad against like some combo decks. Like specifically, it can just, you know, never beat, you know, mono green Tron. Not that that deck's very popular at the moment, but I think that Enchantress is a deck that is consistent, has a lot of things going well for it, but ultimately is going to struggle from having super polarized matchups that are just like either really hot or really cold. When you play Bant Ephemerate, I played it last week. I'll play it again at some point. No spell for Snapcaster, unfortunately. Opponent's missing a land drop. Yeah, Blood Moon incoming. Big draw step here. It's kind of a big draw. Let me go ahead and draw 2, I think. Looking for Prismatic Ending. Maybe draw Stoneforge Mystic. Bolts. So we can either go Snapcaster Chump Block Kavu, and then bounce the Kavu. Or we can let Teferi die and go Bolt, Snap, Bolt next turn, kill the Kavu, keep the Snapcaster. With my opponent missing lands, I feel like I like the bounce the Kavu line a lot. Is it worth it to play the Foretell card in this deck? Plenty of mana. Plenty of mana. Sea Spike, we've kind of flooded out a bit. We have plenty of mana. Should we have the Foretell card in our deck? We have plenty of mana in this deck. You know, them having Bolt made this line not that good. Hardcast this next turn. But it's also like super true. It's like, it's always so funny to me when people suggest, like, when you're flooding out, they suggest cards like the, you know, Behold the Multiverse. They suggest like a big mana sink. But any big mana sink that we would be playing in our deck right now would not be in our hand, right? It's not, you wouldn't be cutting a land for a big spell. It's not usually how that works, at least. And so it's just so funny to be like, yeah, we should be, you know, they wouldn't be in our hand here. Hitachi, 13 months. Hope you have a good day. Appreciate you. Clothis. So do I attack? Clothis seems kind of hard to race. I think I need to leave this back. Yeah, Sphinx's Revelation would be so good right now, yeah. Except wait, it still just wouldn't be in my hand. Kind of a classic Mana Screw versus Mana Flood game. Ooh, the flying. Alright, we need to draw like a sword here, I guess. Clearly this should be Sphinx's Revelation. We also like maybe have a good chance this game if we got Batterskull instead of Kaldra. I was thinking that they might not have a second removal spell for the Mystic. Don't think that we necessarily have outs either. I guess we could draw Cryptic, go like tap bounce. I mean, usually like in these kind of spots are like the insane series of draw steps to get out of it. Yeah, Counterspell should be cut for Sphinx's Rev. A League of Phoenix. I've been really liking the Phoenix deck. Looks like Hardened Scales. Got a lot of inputs to help you. Yeah, I guess you could look in the stream decker for the list and let me know what you think. I think it's pretty similar to like the last list you sent. Although I'm playing this mana base because I always liked having a lot of fetches with Mayhem Devil. Oh, whoops. I always liked playing a lot of fetch lands with Mayhem Devil, and then I'm only playing one Magus of the Bridge. I feel like your list had too many 3-drops, maybe. And then Sideboard's like kind of all over the place. Maybe these should be Vandal Blast, actually. For like kind of the same reason I was talking about earlier. Is their favorite deck from so far Mary's Shoe? Probably the Grixis Luris tempo deck. Been really liking that one. Alright, so I feel like it's Kaldra here. Any plans to play banned blue-white ephemerate in the near future? Yeah, I feel like I've also been neglecting the ephemerate decks a bit. We'll be working on those too, of course. Isn't it always Kaldra? I see people play Batterskull so much more lately. That's not always Kaldra, no. I think that's maybe just some confirmation bias there. Actually, was I supposed to force Springleaf Drum? If I force Springleaf Drum, they don't get an Urza Saga token. I'm not sure. Leave the Kaldra back to block, I think. Yeah, the ephemerate decks have been really, really difficult because I really think you want to play Imperial Recruiter in them. But just like the best way to build them has been really difficult for me to figure out. Today only Monkeblade? No, I've got some Goblin Bombardment. I have a Goblin Bombardment deck that I want to play with for the first time casting that, and then Kaldra's not good versus Push Bolt. Well, Stoneforge isn't good versus Push and Bolt. Kaldra's very good against those cards. Oh, right, Shadow Spears. I keep forgetting Shadow Spears just the nuts against Kaldra. Oh my gosh. Well, we did come prepared today. We have 3 Vandal Blasts and 2 Explosives. They got the Ozolith, though. Second Saga. That card's so good. I see the new Candace Walker? Candace. Thoughts of Kataki versus Food and Affinity? It's very good, I think. Oh, dang it. Okay. I know what Candace Walker you're talking about. Yikes. I got by, I think, the same thing yesterday. Like those, I'm usually having issues with consistency, draw the wrong half deck. Play Kozilek's Return because unlike Mono Red Phoenix, you go wide, not tall. Champion, Sanctifier, unbeatable. I feel like those cards are just like so difficult to beat even with Kozilek's Returning. Return just like kills your own creatures. I think it's just maybe okay to like usually lose to those cards. You know? It kind of is what it is. They didn't sack to their Ravager. I guess they thought, of course, I'd +2, the only good mode on Jace. Is Jeskai Wildfire not a great plan now with all the sagas? Well, Well, the thing is, it's like if you want to play Wildfire in your Jeskai deck, your like counter spells are like hard to cast. They're not that bad, but I don't know. I'm not sure that that's just. I'm just not sure that's where you want to be, I guess. Also got them to sec this. How I saw Ben's new deck. Ben's new deck. Don't know what Ben, and I don't know what deck, I guess. Do you think Urza Saga will eventually be banned? Is it that broken? Urza Saga is really, really good. Urza Saga is very strong. But Urza Saga also like really folds hard to hate, especially compared to like other cards in the past that have been banned, where like cards like Astrolabe, Faithless Looting, Hogak, these cards are like very difficult to hate out completely. Urza Saga just like gets dunked on by cards like Shattering Spree, Alpine Moon, Engineered Explosives, Hurkyl's Recall, Blood Moon, Spreading Seas, any like Erase, Wear Tear, those kind of cards too. Steal. And so I at the time of making this comment, I don't really feel like Urza Saga is going to get banned anytime soon. I also actually, after playing with Urza Saga, playing with Dragon Rage's Channeler, playing with Ragavan, which I feel like are, of all the cards in Modern Horizons 2, these three cards feel like they're the ones that are in contention. So here I'm hoping my opponent gets Shadow Spear, and then I can steal it with Charm. That's my game plan here. It is my hope that what am I saying? I totally lost my train of thought again. Oh, sorry. It's my opinion that maybe Dragon Rage's Channeler is the best card in Modern Horizons 2. I think that might be the case, that Dragon Rage's Channeler is the best card. And I say this as I'm getting dunked on by Urza Saga. You are, however, spending card and a mana to destroy a land to get like a super efficient 1-for-1. I would happily spend 1 mana to destroy a land. Also, Alpine Moon not only destroys Urza Saga, destroys every Urza Saga played for the rest of the game. Always mana disadvantage? No, if you play Wear Tear, that's 1 mana for... Oh, no. 1 mana to destroy a land is like super, super good, Fran. I just have to disagree with you there. It's also true that if you're going to like fight these with like... If you like Engineered Explosives, you make them sink 6 mana to make 2 constructs, then you get 2 explosives for 2 mana. That's like a great exchange for you too. You often get to like tag something else too. But I just like have to disagree that like 1 mana to kill a land is a bad rate. Oh no, I didn't. Cryptic Tap. Too busy arguing. Okay, we'll Cryptic Tap next turn. It's fine. I actually draw 2 cards, see if I hit an equipment. That lets me snap Cryptic. Wait, isn't this just like lethal? Cryptic, snap Cryptic. 5, Cryptic, 5, snap Cryptic, 5. I guess they can block, maybe? It's more if the Saga has gone off, Alpha Moon is dead draw. It's not. Like these decks often also play Nexus. These decks also play Pindlehaven, play Power Depot. You can name other cards. But you could also just name another Urza Saga. That was an incredibly good last card for them to have. We're just dead to it. Come on, dude. I'm not going to make them, you know, agonize over whether to go for it and finally kill me. I mean, I'm not saying Urza Saga is not good. If that's the impression you're getting from my comments, I hope that's not the impression I'm getting you. But there's a lot of cards that are great against Urza Saga is what I'm trying to say. I think I like all 4 Ragavan on the play. Do something like this. Maybe something like this. Snapcaster feels maybe a little slow here. What's the rationale behind 4 Charm? Charm is one of the best cards in the format, and if you can build your mana base to support 4 Charm, you should play 4 Charm. 4 Charm is just nutty. Do you prefer Jeskai or Esper Stoneblade? I haven't played very much with Jeskai. Haven't been doing that well with it today, but I also haven't been playing very well today either, I guess. I feel like the biggest sleeper will be Prismatic Ending. I feel like people know how good Ending is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like people are... They know how good it is. I'm probably going to be trimming monkeys on the draw. Probably going to have like 2 in my deck post-board. Rip to turn off modular. It's probably something we should do, yeah. Is Pithing a viable hate versus Urza? Yeah, Needle is good against Urza Saga too. It's a card any deck can play. Do you play Ending in a 2-color deck? Yeah, it's like fine in a 2-color deck. It's better if you're more colors though. Hopefully this is a Hangerback Walker. Perfect. Thick for days. Thank you for your 5 gifted subs. Really nice of you. Appreciate you, buddy. Steal, steal, steal. There are a million ways to kill a 3/3, so I don't think that logic is always true. Are we still talking about hating out Urza Saga? Because there are cards that dunk on Urza Saga that are like really good exchanges, while like 1 mana to answer like a 1 mana 3/3 feels different to me, right? I think of Kaldra here. What does Needle do? Doesn't stop the sagas? Yeah, it does. Oh, it doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't stop chapter 3. Yeah, never mind. It stops chapter 2. Doesn't stop chapter 3. Never mind. It's not that good. But remember, this is also an enchantment. Any wear, tear, erase. These cards are just gonna 1 mana yeet it away. Thanks, Days. Appreciate ya. Kind of scary, but I think we don't counter it. Be great if we just like get to pass the turn without using a counter spell. Can maybe EE on 1. Does kill our Ragavan. But they're also going to get a 1-drop off Urza Saga. Yeah, so I think it makes sense to go like putting Kaldra EE on 1, and we can sack the treasure token. Okay. They're off it. Yeah, so I think that I like the idea of playing like 2 Rest in Pieces on the draw for the modular, and then like Hangerback Walker's ability. This looks fine. I guess I don't play too many 1-drops. Maybe I do want a 3rd Ragavan. Let's try this. This hand's keepable. Probably a Sword of Fire and Ice tutor with Stoneforge Mystic. So you can go like turn 1 Ending, turn 2 Mystic, turn 3 Activate Mystic, turn 4 equip Sophie on this. Opponent molds to 5. 8 1-drop creatures and scales. Oh right, I forgot about the new flying bug. 5-0 today to get ahead of Doomwake. Probably not if we're going to play the bombardment deck next. There's the bug. Alright, so do I get Kaldra or do I get the skull? I think drawing that. Drawing this, I probably want to get Kaldra? No, let's get Sword of Fire Ice. Next turn we can put the Batterskull into play. Maybe also cast Vandal Blast. Probably not though. And then the following turn we have the option of either playing Stoneforge Mystic, getting Kaldra, putting Kaldra into play, or playing and equipping Sophie. And then we get to Vandal Blast. So I'm feeling pretty good. Shout out to everybody who suggested Shattering Spree instead of Vandal Blast. It's brought to my attention yesterday that Urza Saga triggers Doomwake Giant. Okay, I take back everything I've been saying about this card. It is too good. Way too good. Of course, Curd Bros, of course. No! Oh! Punt. I didn't think they had Pithy Needle. Huge punt. And we just have to set up for this Vandal Blast. How many people saw that coming? Probably everybody. Really just hope they activate Saga next turn. You need to pay attention, bro. I just wasn't on my radar. This has never happened to me, bro. It's a new format. I'm gonna get got by things I haven't played against before. That's how I always learn. I just like, you know, get got by something and then know not to get got by it in the future. Yeah. This is I feel like this is just something that most people get got by the first time. And then, you know, you don't get got by it again, in theory. So I have to decide here if I want to take 13 or Chump Block. Probably just Chump Block's fine here. Just start card casting. Fetch before Saga. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I do mean, do they have 2 needles? They don't. But you're right. I'm gonna Chump Block a Construct here. Shadows, thank you for your resubscription, or first time subscription, appreciate ya. Alright, I re-shout out everybody who suggested Shatterstorm, by the way, over Vandal Blast. No more with any sarcasm. Yeah, we were playing Wear Tear earlier this morning, but just feels like this is the kind of card you need to be on at the moment. Well, they were taking on, like, if they could do anything with this, I think. Game's also not over. Game might be over. I think I'll just play this out. This way I can get sack explosives next turn with Cryptic up. I'm gonna try Rip Apart. Yeah, Rip Apart is definitely an option, as I agree. I feel like you will maybe want to play a split. Same Kaldra for the lulls. I do need one more land and a couple of lulls in order to do that. So they're gonna try to modular onto their Nexus, and we have Cryptic to answer that. This gives 4 counters because of Zabaz's ability. Only 3 counters because Zabaz is not in play anymore. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked. So here's a question for chat. Do we play around Veil of Summer? I do kind of feel like Veil of Summer is like really the only card we probably lose to, so let's just try to play around it. And let's also just draw Counterspell to be safe. Oh, that actually can proliferate onto the explosives. Oh, let's counter it. Yeah, good choice to draw Counterspell, absolutely. They have Dismember. Dismember also kills Kaldra. Nice try, Counterspell. Not going to trick me into holding you up this time. Next turn we get to equip either Batterskull or Sophie onto Kaldra with Counterspell or Explosives up. I guess you have a second Dismember. Keep this, put back a fetch land. Not the best hand, but I think better than the average 5. Godless Shine. Well, let's keep up Lightning Bolt for like a Stoneforge Mystic. I guess if they have like Grief plus Ephemerate, we just bolts. Only have one card for them to discard. Great draw. I've seen a lot of Welding Jars. It came in right when you're casting Random Blast and Shadow Storm better because of Jar. Well, in this deck, we're playing, of course, our own equipment. We're also playing, Ragavan makes treasure tokens. So I think that you really would like to have Vandal Blast instead. Vandal Blast also being castable for 1 mana, I think is pretty relevant. I could be wrong about that. But I feel like it's relevant. What did my opponent keep? Kind of confused. Probably removal. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play the Ragavan into just very obvious removal spell. Not when I have, other things to hold up here. But yeah, they're gonna have Batterskull here. It's also relevant that Vandal Blast is worse versus Chalice on 1. That's true, yeah. Good point. But is Chalice on 1 even that good against us? I don't think I bring in... I guess I probably would want Vandal Blast against Etron. Yeah. Alright, so they still have they're 100% to have Fatal Push, so I'm probably not going to cast this unless I draw another monkey. Or a Fun Raveler. And then Fun Raveler is pretty nice with Ragavan, where if you feel like they've got instant speed removal, you just get to do this, and then they can't hit it ever. Malakir Rebirth. It's kind of funny. I'm going to plus the Fun Raveler. Dashing does count as casting, yeah. You could also play Biforce. I feel like Vandal Blast is better than Biforce, though. Heck W, dude. Solitude has not been what I'd call an impressive Magic card yet. I think it's okay in Ephemerate decks. It's just so funny that their hand is their hand is just definitely all removal. Okay, I'm on board, I think. Let's cast one of these. I don't have to exile my own creature, do I? Up to 1? Okay. I'll kick him down. Curious Spike, you say Solitude isn't good, but then you cast one. Have anything you want to say for yourself, perhaps? Yeah, I'm pretty happy, I think, if they just replay their own Solitude here. Exile mine. Is Abrade just dead as a card for Modern? No. But I really think you want your Artifact Hate to be able to kill multiple artifacts right now because of Urza's Saga. If your Artifact Hate only kills one artifact, you're just gonna get got by Urza's Saga, in my opinion. Gain 3 life? Sig. Yeah, very good limited card. It's probably a fine card, but I don't think it's very main deckable unless you're playing Ephemerate, which my opponent is. They're also playing Malakir Rebirth. It's good in their deck. Probably. Stop hitting Malakir Rebirths here. Yeah, Hurkyl's Recall is also a very good option, I think. Kind of depends on how many artifact lands you think there's going to be. Do you think there might be room for a price of progress like hate for artifacts in Modern? Don't see why not, I guess. I mean, there's a ton of good artifact hate already, though. Artifacts are like maybe the type that is easiest to hate out in Modern. Zach gifting a 5-pack as well. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. It's very nice of you. Total of 25. Okay, so we're playing against Griefblade. Let's bring in another one of these. Maybe we should just be playing 2 in the main deck. This card seems great. I feel like I like this equipment split. Don't think I want Force of Negations. Don't think I want Path to Exile. I do think I'll just play like 2 Vandal Blasts though. The Vandal Blast doesn't kill Kaldra. Do I think the best Murktide Regent shell is blue-red? It could be Grixis with like Death Shadow. No red mana. Could we keep this anyways? Don't think so. Oh, no, I wish I kept the hand. Okay, on 5, let's go ahead and try this. Gherkin also gifting 5 subs. What's going on? Thanks, Gherkin. Appreciate you. With Shadowing Spree, Shadowing Spree is like the best of all the artifact hate cards, but you can't play it in a deck like this with, like, you need to be like almost mono red. Thoughts on DRC and Grixis? It definitely goes in the deck. DRC is maybe the best card in Modern Horizons too. No, I'm not playing Channeler in this deck. Maybe you should be, though. Why they left me with the monkeys? They probably have a removal spell. I think I'm just gonna cast it. Does this deck feel more powerful than our Grixis Monkey deck? I feel like about the same power level. I feel like I've only played, you know, this is my 7th match. But I'm currently 3-3 with this deck, and I feel like so far in our small sample size, I've liked the Grixis deck more. And this deck may be a Murktide Regent. I feel like Murktide Regent's a bit awkward in Stoneblade. I'm not sure. I played against the Urza Emery Saga decks. I've played with and against some. Great draw. Maybe opponent will cast Show and Tell. I played with and against some. I don't think that they are good at the moment. It's just like they don't get to play a lot of interaction and they're just not that fast. Merkblade does sound like a cool name. Also, it's like Thought Scour is usually not that good in Stoneblade. Oh, that's a great draw. Although they probably have like another protection effect for Grief. Probably can't play around it. Yeah, the problem with like playing like Murktide Regent like wants you to play Thought Scour, of course. That's the obvious card. And then Thought Scour is just very awkward in a Stoneforge Mystic deck where if you Thought Scour over any equipment, it makes your Stoneforge so much worse. Yeah, they're just like super likely to have something like this here. Jam it and everything. All right. DRC? Is that what we're jamming? Luris? Playing Maul? So are they going to ephemerate their grief? Are they going to just deal me 5? I feel like, I don't know, Urza Saga? Okay, I see. To get Bomat. Okay. I feel like Urza Saga's, especially, if you're going to be adding Urza Saga, you can't play 20 lands. Urza Saga also not tapping for Eidolon is a big problem, so I think if you want to make this work, then you have to cut Eidolon probably. Especially Evil, thank you for your 2 months. Thanks for bringing back Phoenix back. Yeah, I really, really like the mono red Phoenix deck. Like, I actually feel like Phoenix is playable for the first time since looting's been banned. I also don't actually believe that Urza Saga is really offering you that much in a deck like this anyways. To be truthful. Don't have too many outs to this. They definitely should have Thoughtseize before attacking, I think. Not a big deal, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing Urza Saga and Burn. But maybe play Dragon Rage's Channeler, because that card is cracked in half. Alright, let's see what my opponent's got for me. All I can hit is Malakir Rebirth. So I prefer Boruto. No, I'm more of a Naruto's or Boruto's dad fan. Maybe Prismatic Ending's actually pretty bad against them. I think that's probably true. Play like 1 Force for their like ephemerate turn, maybe. I guess they could just take the Force. Yindrik, thanks for the raid, dude. Hope you're having a good day today. I like your miracles list. I had an idea for like... I remember I had like an idea this morning to like splash green instead for something, and I just like can't for the life of me remember what that was. But I just remember thinking this morning, I want to splash green in your list instead of red for some card. And I just have been like... I don't know, like whatever that idea was just fell out of my ears. So I just don't know. But thanks to the raid, dude. Hope you're having a good day. Let me play 1 ending. Yeah, Uro seemed good. I don't think it was Icewing. I think it might have been like Abundant Harvest and like 1 other card. But no, it just... Surely it wasn't just Abundant Harvest. Endurance may be in the side, but I mean, it's not. This isn't Legacy where like you just like have to like metagame against the tier 0 Delver deck. Guess Growth Spiral and Harvest. Yeah, that's kind of like so that's what I was thinking like ever since this morning. But this morning, I mean, maybe it was just like this happens sometimes where I'll be waking up and I'll just feel like this some idea is just like so good, and then I'll think about it later and. You know, it just obviously won't be that good. I feel like we might be just experiencing that here. Bold plus ending covers so many things. Yeah, you still get ending. Oh, no, I know what it was. I know what it was. Okay, I remember now. I don't know if I want to say. Okay. I remember. I just don't know what I should say. I kind of just want to play it tomorrow. I feel like I've just been teasing it though. It's not Utopia's Pro. Okay, I'll just say. So I just maybe it's just so boring. But bring Slight plus Valky. You also get Lurrus as a companion for your Brainstorm. And also Abundant Harvest maybe. But if you can like, you get Lurrus as a companion for Brainstone. You get to play Brainstone in your Bring to Light Valky deck. Maybe I'm just a one-hit wonder, right? But that was the idea. I think it's actually pretty good. Cool. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, that's okay. Cool. I remember I had this idea in the morning, and I was like, it was really bothering me. I couldn't figure out what it was. So I'm probably gonna try that out tomorrow. Yeah, it seems like a really good idea with like the Terminus plan, the Brainstones, and then yeah, Lurrus just go with the stones too. Losing Jace is kind of a big deal, but you could also just maybe be like banned with Jace over Lurrus. You have an uncastable Valkyrie in your Bant deck. Well, I think that you can maybe... Well, the thing is you can Brainstone it away, right? You can Brainstone it away, and then maybe you could figure out a way to have like either a black and a red source in your deck, just one of each. But you can also just Brainstone it away. Yeah, no Bant Triumph, I agree, makes that issue. You can also play like just one black source and just cast the Valky half. I don't like the Terminus Texlurus. I agree. So like it is possible that Jace might actually end up being better in that deck. I don't think I'm gonna path still. Alright, please path my Stoneforge. You like no black source with Brainstones? Yeah, I would have to like kind of look at the mana base, but I agree that that's probably the way to build it. One Mardu and one Jeskai Triumph. I think wouldn't it be better to play? You can play one Jeskai, one Sultai Triumph, right? I think you want all your Triumphs to be blue. The Jeskai Triumph at least feels like kind of free. Yeah, one Jeskai, one Sultai might be okay, but you know maybe tap lands and Brainstone aren't that good together. Oh, we get to untap with Stoneforge Mystic and we drew Bolt. Terminus and the Bring to Light seems weird together since you can't Bring to Light for your sweeper. You can maybe play one Verdict to Bring to Light for as well. But that's a good point, Siege Rhino. But I was just mostly thinking that the Brainstone worked pretty well with the Bring to Light plan. Like to shuffle away at Valkyries and stuff. You like get your Ragavan Fire Ice? Yeah, it's possible. You also get Prismatic Ending as like your main removal spell, probably. The Fire Ice is like maybe also castable because you could just cast the blue side a decent amount of the time. I'm not going to bolt the Title Scholar because, like, of course, the biggest problem with my opponent's deck is they just have like 1,000 copies of Undying Evil, you know, in their deck. They just have 1,000,000 of these that just don't do anything without grief. Yeah, I like Fire Ice. I like Fire Ice. So we could maybe try to build that today, I guess. Although the problem is, I still need to figure out a workaround. So I've been using Speedify as like a failsafe in case my Ethernet drops out. But my Ethernet connection is also better after like the second tech, who is like way more competent, came out. But if I turn off the Speedify, the stream crashes. And for whatever reason, Mana Traders doesn't let me open up a Mana Trade with Speedify open because it's a VPN, which is weird. Ban Bring to Light Lurrus with no Brainstorm, no Terminus. Well, I want to try Brainstorm and Terminus. That's like that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea that I want to try. Too bad Temporal Mastery is 7. Yeah, you could also you could put that's a good point. You could put some of the new suspend cards in the deck. I'm not sure which ones you would want though. Oops, I let it resolve. Oops. Steal. They tried disabling your proxy on Chrome. Yeah, how do you do that? Does anybody have instructions on how to do that? You guys want to just spend a second to try to put this list together? Because I had the idea this morning. I haven't...